new redesigned Toyota Tacoma worries me. Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. And that's right, the upcoming redesigned Toyota Tacoma has got me a little scared. It's starting to worry me. You know, when the new Tundra was announced, all the expectations, the mind-blowing promises, I was really excited because I figured that bodes well for the redesign of the Tacoma, which is coming. You know, my number one favorite truck, if I'm being honest, the Toyota Tacoma. But now I'm getting a little bit worried. The new Tundra's been out for a while. I think it is below expectations. So I'm looking towards the upcoming Toyota Tacoma, and I'm starting to get a little scared. Number one, appearance. You know, we have the best looking mid-sized truck on the road right now. I don't think there's any better looking truck, and I hope Toyota doesn't Tundrafy it. In other words, I hope they don't step on the top of it, squish it down a little bit, and give it some weird looking body lines. Give it that great big mustache encased chrome grille. I thought that maybe Toyota would start getting away from all the chrome coming up in the future, you know? But it doesn't seem to be so. They've got those two mirrored panels on the back, and I know it's trim specific. Obviously, you can get an all blacked out truck, whatever, but I think the most common that you're going to see are kind of like what we're seeing with the Tundra right now. The big old mustache on the front, the big mirror panels on the back. Great if you want to do your hair, but I don't really have a lot. By choice. So anyway, I hope they don't ruin the appearance. I hope they don't Tundrafy it. I hope they kind of make it like the electric version that we've seen a little bit of. Next up, let's talk about power. You know, the big rumor is, and I don't think it's so much as a rumor, I think it's a given, and that is that the new redesigned Toyota Tacoma is gonna have a turbo 4. Something just doesn't sit right about me when you mention truck and 4. It shouldn't be anything below a 6 in my opinion. If anything, they should put a turbo 6 in it, if they have to throw a turbo in. Now, we know they're not gonna do that because of course the new Tundra has a twin turbo 6. But maybe if they just go with a single turbo 6, they do something like that. I don't think it's gonna happen. I suppose the only benefit we might have with a turbo 4 is maybe we'd have some decent acceleration off the line. Maybe it wouldn't feel as sluggish as it does unless you add something like the Sprint booster to get rid of that turbo or to get rid of that lag. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure it's going to be a single turbo 4 followed by a hybrid, which would be interesting from a off-the-line power standpoint. And then ultimately an all-electric, probably somewhere a year or two after they come out with the redesigned truck. We shall see. Now, I mentioned before the hybrid. That interests me. It interests me in the Tundra and it interests me in the Tacoma because of that low-end power. And we should see some sort of a fuel economy gain. Now, I'm not so concerned about the fuel economy. You know, I'm getting 19-ish, something like that, which I don't think is horrible for a truck. It is a truck. If I was concerned and wanted something better, I'd go with a Prius or something. So I'm not really all that concerned. I just hope that Toyota doesn't overpromise. We shall see. Pricing. This is going to be the big kicker because like with the Tundra, I think you can be pretty confident that we're going to see a price increase. On the Tacoma, it's probably going to be somewhere in the realm of $2,000 to $3,000, something like that. Above whatever the price of the Tundra is or the Tacoma is once we get to that point. So it is going to cost more. The hybrid, going to be even more. You're probably looking at somewhere between 4 and 6. That's going to be absurd. I think it's really going to put the Tacoma at a level that probably is going to turn off a lot of people. I know it wouldn't make me very happy. And then the all-electric, who knows? Probably in the, I'd say mid-40s to mid-50s range, something like that, by the time they actually come out with an all-electric Tacoma. We shall see. Modability. You know, I've started to notice this with the new Tundra, and it makes sense. It's a new model, everything's been redesigned, all the parts and pieces are different, so it's going to take the aftermarket a while to come up with stuff that you can do to the truck. Now, that may not be important to a lot of people, but to me, it's critical. I love to mess with my trucks, add extra stuff, make it look better, and we're just not going to have all of those options right away. It's probably going to take a year or two for the market to catch up, the aftermarket. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't change the wheels and the tires. You know, that's pretty standard unless you're talking about something electric. But you're not going to have all the other bits and pieces that you can put on, at least not right away. That's pretty important to me, as I mentioned, so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the aftermarket will get a jump, especially since we just had the Tundra come out, so they know something's going to be coming, and they'll be able to get those parts out rather quickly. Number 6, and this is the biggest thing that I hope Toyota doesn't do, and that is disappointing expectations or overstated expectations for the new truck. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes Toyota made with the Tundra. They set us up for this great, earth-breaking, earth-shattering, mind-blowing Tundra, and then they didn't deliver. I mean, don't get me wrong. The new Tundra's okay. I don't have any big issues with it. Can't say that I had to run out and buy one because obviously I didn't. But still, I think they overstated the truck. I think they set our expectations so high that there's no way that they could meet them. They came out with a truck that to me is just equivalent to, if not on the low end, of all the other trucks that are out there. You know, it doesn't get earth-shattering miles per gallon, fuel economy. The options in it and stuff aren't all that different than what's already out there. Some might argue that it's a little bit less, that it's still pedestrian, unless you go with the top of the line. Then you get all the little flashy bits and pieces and things in it. But that's it. It's really nothing to go crazy about. And I noticed that when I drove it. While at first I did think it was a pretty good improvement, and I still do. It's a pretty good improvement over the previous truck. But it's just average. There's nothing outstanding about it. There's nothing mind-blowing about it. It's just a nice truck that Toyota has brought kind of up to date with the other versions that are out there. So I hope they don't set our expectations and overpromise, and then when we actually see the truck, it's like, we shall see. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Are you worried about the next generation Toyota Tacoma? Are you starting to get concerned based on what they've done with the Tundra that maybe it's not going to be all that? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Robmotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. And Robmotive FST, all about full-size trucks. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.